Opening sequence. The calm before in coastal Louisiana, meteorologist Dr. Mara Ellison prepares for an incoming hurricane predicted to be mild. She's a single mother raising her teenage son, Eli, who resents her long work hours at the storm tracking center. As the town prepares for evacuation, the atmosphere is eerily calm. Cicadas humming, air thick with humidity. But satellite readings start showing a sudden, unnatural pressure drop. Mara realizes this isn't a Category 2 storm. It's rapidly intensifying into a Category 5. The unheeded warning Mara urgently calls the local emergency director, demanding an immediate evacuation order. Her warnings are dismissed as panic modeling. Meanwhile, fishermen on the bayou report strange phenomena, glowing tides and thunder without lightning. Mara's instincts scream that something is wrong deep within the Gulf's core pressure system. She vows to stay and document it, unaware her son has hidden in the lab to be with her. The storm arrives that night. The hurricane hits with terrifying force, winds tearing through towns like razors. Mara and Eli take shelter in the lab's underground storm bunker. Outside, the sea surges inland, swallowing everything in its path. As they monitor live feeds, one camera captures something terrifying, the ocean floor itself splitting open. Lightning flashes reveal a massive chasm beneath the waves. The eye of the beast, the storm's eye passes, bringing a deceptive calm. Mara and Eli emerge to assess damage. The landscape is unrecognizable. The coastline has sunk several meters as if swallowed. They rescue a stranded man, Captain Reed, a gruff offshore engineer who claims the storm came from below. Reed insists the chasm isn't natural. It's the result of an experimental drilling rig gone wrong. The rig conspiracy. Reed reveals he worked on Project Deepwell, a secret corporate operation drilling into the Earth's crust for geothermal energy. When they reached a volatile thermal pocket, they triggered a catastrophic pressure imbalance. The storm, he claims, isn't weather. It's the planet venting. Mara struggles to believe him, but seismic data aligns perfectly with his story. If the rift keeps widening, the entire Gulf Coast could collapse. Search for survivors. The trio treks through flooded suburbs, looking for survivors. They encounter a small group, a nurse named Tanya, a priest and 2 children clinging to life in a church attic. Mara promises to lead them to higher ground before the second storm wall hits. Eli forms a bond with the children, showing his mother's compassion despite the chaos. Thunder rumbles again, louder, closer, almost alive. The second wall without warning, the hurricane's eye wall returns, even stronger. Mara leads the group into a half-submerged subway tunnel for refuge. Water rushes in from every crack as they fight to keep above the rising flood. In the darkness, Eli sees strange, luminescent shapes moving beneath the surface. The ocean is not just flooding, it's boiling. The Hall of Bones, they emerge into an underground cavern, an ancient fossil bed exposed by the rift. Giant skeletons of extinct sea creatures line the walls. Reed believes the drilling awakened deep methane vents sealed for millennia. One tremor collapses the tunnel, trapping them underground. Mara realizes the only way out is through the rift itself. The descent. Mara, Reed, and Eli descend deeper, following heat currents. Steam hisses from cracks, forming ghostly shapes as they walk. Reed's handheld scanner picks up rhythmic vibrations, as if something enormous is moving far below. They find remnants of Deepwell equipment, twisted, melted metal, and signs of sabotage. Someone wanted this disaster to happen. The betrayal. Reed confesses the truth. Deepwell's funding came from a private defense contractor experimenting with weaponized weather control. When the project failed, they tried to erase all evidence, leaving the rig to implode. Mara is furious, realizing humanity caused this natural apocalypse. As they argue, another tremor strikes, separating Reed and Tanya from the others. The ground opens, revealing a glowing abyss below. Beneath the storm, Mara and Eli rappel down a molten cavern, the air thick with steam and ash. They find the core reactor of the Deepwell facility, half buried and pulsing like a heartbeat. Its AI system activates, containment breach in progress. If it melts down, the storm will amplify exponentially. Mara decides to risk everything to shut it down manually. Reed's redemption Reed and Tanya, injured but alive, climb toward the surface. He uses his engineering knowledge to relay Mara instructions over a cracked radio. Cut the coolant valves, but if you do, you won't get out in time. Mara hesitates. Reed says quietly, "You don't fix what you break by running." The storm above roars like a living creature. The countdown Mara and Eli work feverishly as the reactor core begins to destabilize. Sparks rain down and boiling water floods the chamber. Eli insists on helping despite her protests. "You taught me to fight for life." They manage to reroute the pressure valves, but it triggers a secondary explosion. Mara pushes Eli into a ventilation shaft as fire engulfs the room. The surface battle on the surface. Reed and Tanya witness the ocean begin to recede unnaturally. The hurricane's winds suddenly die, replaced by an eerie vacuum. Then, a massive underwater eruption bursts upward, tearing the sea apart. They spot Eli crawling out of the ground, barely conscious. But Mara is gone. The eyes silence. The storm dissipates as quickly as it formed. The Gulf is calm again, a mirror of still water stretching to infinity. News reports call it a miracle of atmospheric correction. Eli refuses to believe Mara is dead, staring at the water every night. He hears faint echoes, her voice in the wind. The recovery weeks later, Reed leads a recovery team back to the collapsed Deepwell site. They find no trace of Mara's body, only her broken camera and a melted ID badge. Inside the camera's final footage, she's seen whispering, "Tell him I made it stop." Reed hides the footage, knowing the truth would expose too much. He vows to protect her legacy. The corporate cover-up government officials and Deepwell executives spin the disaster as a natural phenomenon. Reed and Tanya are silenced under NDA threats. But Eli secretly uploads Mara's research files to the public, exposing the entire operation. The footage goes viral. The world finally sees the cost of human arrogance. Protests erupt across cities. The return of the storm months later, scientists detect a new low-pressure system forming, in the same spot. This time the pattern is symmetrical, pulsing like a heartbeat. Reed suspects the core reactor didn't shut down. It evolved. He finds Eli, now a young environmental activist, preparing to dive back into the Gulf. "Maybe she's still down there," Eli says. "Maybe she became part of it." Beneath the waves, Eli descends into the glowing waters in a submersible, following sonar signals. He sees faint light patterns swirling like DNA strands. Suddenly, a silhouette appears, a woman's shape moving gracefully in the abyss. She turns, smiling faintly before dissolving into light. Eli whispers, "Mom," as the storm above begins to glow again. Post-credit scene. The eye reawakens. A satellite view shows a new hurricane forming, its shape strangely human, its eye pulsating rhythmically. Lightning cracks across the ocean, revealing the faint outline of a woman's face in the clouds. The final title appears, "Beneath the Storm, the Earth Remembers,"